Risotto is a rice dish that achieves its creamy texture from the starch released by the rice as it cooks. The venison in this recipe, combined with the earthy taste of the porcini mushrooms, make this classic Italian comfort food perfect for a cozy evening. Now, typically risotto starts with an Italian rice called arborio, but that can be difficult to find. So I'm going to show you how to use a medium grain Riceland rice, which is so versatile. Now, what I've already started by cooking some porcini mushrooms in a small saucepan and simmering it on low for 5 minutes. The water is a nice dark brown and I've reduced it by half and set it aside. Next, I'm going to take 2 quarts of chicken broth. I'm going to put that in a saucepan and I'm going to let that heat. I'm going to add some flavorings in there. I'm going to use some cloves and some bay leaf. I'm going to let that simmer and I'm going to let all of that flavor infuse into my stock. Now, to make the risotto, we're going to melt 1 tablespoon of butter in a large heavy bottom sauté pan. To that, we're going to add our onions. We're going to let those get nice and soft, and they're going to sauté for about 2 minutes, along with our freshly picked thyme. Once those are nice and soft and translucent, we're going to start to layer our other flavors on there. Now, on top of that, I'm going to add 1 clove of minced garlic. Give that a nice stir. It'll start to smell really amazing. All right, now I'm going to add my diced venison backstrap. I'm going to saute that for about 2 minutes. Now, if you don't have venison, you can try beef chuck or even duck breast. The great thing about risotto and about this rice is that it can take on any flavoring, so it's really a chance to experiment. The goal, though, is to dice everything finely so that the texture blends into the texture of the rice. The idea behind having a uniform texture is that it makes it almost like a porridge, and that's what makes it a true comfort food. Add a little dash of salt in there. Then we're going to deglaze our pan with some red wine. And then scrape up all of those nice brown bits that have formed in the bottom of the pan. We're going to simmer that for about 1 minute. And after it reduces, we're going to add in our tomato paste. Then we're going to add our rice. We're going to get it thoroughly coated and very hot. Then we're going to start adding our warm chicken broth, just a little bit at a time. We're going to ladle it in and we're going to allow it to absorb the broth each time before we add any more. Test the rice as you cook. It should be slightly resistant to your tooth. You really want it to be al dente. It will continue to cook after you turn off the heat. And it'll take about 25 minutes. You want to make sure you keep stirring, really release that starch, and that's how you get that nice creaminess. Okay, we're going to turn off our heat. It's ready. It's this perfect al dente texture. Now, we're going to take our mushrooms. We're going to remove them from our liquid. We're going to add our liquid right into our risotto. All right, we're going to give these a nice fine dice. We want everything to be the same uniform consistency, so you really want to dice it the same size as our venison. Then we're going to scoop that up, add that into the risotto. It's going to add a really great earthy flavor. Then we're going to add a little bit of black pepper. And the finishing touches, which is a really good helping of grated Parmesan cheese. That's going to add an extra creaminess. Give that a nice stir. I like serving my risotto in shallow bowls. It allows your guests to really spread it out. All right, now we're going to add a little snowfall of Parmesan cheese on top. A little extra freshly ground black pepper. It's perfectly al dente. This is nutritious, comforting, and absolutely delicious, and very easy to make. And the best part is that it's infinitely versatile. So you can use the rice as a base and experiment with other vegetables and proteins. Give it a try at home. I think you'll love it.